and I'm constantly going back and forth with Walmart and Chrysler as well. So he is the least expensive Negro. Don't really do business
now,
with real African-American-owned companies.
Something like that sound. I mean, when you say that about Al Sharpton, are you saying he's
the
shaking
numbers?
down
The numbers
these
are
companies?
actual. The numbers are just follow the money. That, you know, don't do business with real African-American-owned companies. Just make a token. Give him $50,000 and a bucket of chicken, and we're good. We won't have any problems with real African-American-owned media.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you may not be used to seeing that face and that man who you all know in that role, although that's the role he cherishes. He's Byron Allen, and he's chairman and CEO of Entertainment Studios. You know him as a comedian. He was the youngest comic ever to appear on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and former host of NBC's Real People. Byron, welcome, sir.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. And you run quite a successful enterprise, and you are now suing Comcast for $20 billion. That's with a B. Because you say they're not interested, and there are many other companies along these lines, as you see it, that are not interested in dealing with black-owned companies such as yours, black programming. Rather, they just throw Al Sharpton, as you say, on the air and as a payoff to the black community, and they think everything's hunky-dory now.
That's absolutely correct. You know, my company, I started from my dining room table 22 years ago. It's now one of the largest independent media companies in the world. We have over 30 television shows on the air and 7 24-hour HD networks. And we're not doing business with AT&T and DirecTV in a significant way. We also filed a $10 billion lawsuit against AT&T and DirecTV for $10 billion racial discrimination in contracting, as well as the $20 billion lawsuit against Comcast, Time Warner Cable, Al Sharpton, the NAACP, the Urban League, and Meredith Atwell Baker. In the case of Al Sharpton, it was a terrific article in the New York Post earlier this year talking about corporations that pay Al Sharpton not to be called racist, to give them racial cover. So it's very alarming when you see things such as AT&T. America needs to ask AT&T, why are you spending more money on Al Sharpton's lavish 60th birthday party than you spend in a terrific magazine, Ebony Magazine, which has been around 70 years and is read by 10 million African Americans each month? Why are you spending more money with Al Sharpton than you do with Stevie Wonder's radio station, Los Angeles, KJLH, or Byron Allen and his 30-plus television shows?
All right, well, let me ask you this. I'm no fan of Al Sharpton, and we got another segment after this, and we'll talk more about that, and we'll talk about the remark that we played leading into this segment. But let me ask you this. Are you looking for, I mean, do you believe that if it would benefit these companies, and I'm assuming you believe it would benefit these companies to do business with you, to do business with Ebony Magazine, to do business with Stevie Wonder's radio station, etc. Are you just saying they're cutting their nose to spite their face, all these companies, because they're racist?
I'm saying that, and I'm saying that it's easier to make a token donation to Al Sharpton and get cover. So when Comcast wanted to buy NBC Universal, they got Al Sharpton, the NAACP, and the Urban League to sign an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding. And the only thing that those people understood about signing it is that they would get a donation. They all got a donation before they signed it. That is a conflict in itself. And to even suggest that Al Sharpton speaks for me as a person of color, a black person, or even black people at all, that is racist in itself.
No, I
Just
understand
like
all that.
there's no white person that speaks for all white people.
And I'm on board with you on that issue. But again, I just want to make clear. So you believe that these companies, these major corporations, would benefit economically. They know they would benefit economically in dealing with you and the other aforementioned people. But they don't because they don't like blacks? I mean, is that what you're saying?
They're not doing business with 100% black-owned media. It doesn't exist. All you have to do is point to it.
But why? I want to know why. Why do you think? Because they
it's
don't
institutionalized. It's institutionalized, and that's what we're going to prove in our trial, in our case, and we're going to win because there's a lot of overwhelming evidence that they're not aware of. I mean, for example, I'll share something with you.
Oh, well, you know what, Byron? I don't want to give you short shrift. Let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll pick up right there when we continue with more of Byron Allen here on the Steve Malzberg Show. We're going to get to hear what Byron's going to share with us, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the state of the nation and why this might be the case, as he claims in the lawsuit. So don't go away. Keep it tuned right here to Newsmax Television. All right, folks, we're back with comedian Byron Allen, chairman and CEO of Entertainment Studios. All right, Byron, I asked you heading into the break if you believe that the reason that these companies that you're suing, Comcast and the others, don't do business, as you say, with black TV shows and black corporations, et cetera, and such as yourself, is because they're racist, even though it would benefit them economically. And you were going to share something with us.
Yeah, and it's really, they don't do business with 100% African-American owned media.
Right.
So let's be clear, in the case of AT&T and DirecTV, combined, these two companies spend approximately $22 billion a year licensing cable networks and advertising, with less than $3 million per year going to 100% black-owned media. In the case of Comcast and Time Warner Cable, these two companies combined spend approximately $25 billion per year licensing cable networks and advertising, with less than $3 million per year going to 100% African American owned media. Now, these companies will throw words like minority and diversity out at you, but let's be clear about the definition of diversity. That is women, and quite often white women. So once again, African Americans are at the back of the bus and are not truly participating in the economic landscape of America. So all you have to do is say, where is the money? And what you'll see is that we're not participating in the $50 billion a year that cable networks pay. Now, there were 5 African American gentlemen who formed the Black Family Channel. One of them being Marlon Jackson of the Jackson 5, Michael Jackson's brother, heavyweight champion, former heavyweight champion, Evander Holyfield, baseball legend Cecil Fielder, Alvin James, and class action lawsuit attorney Willie Gary. These 5 gentlemen put together millions of dollars and launched the Black Family Channel. When they went to Comcast to get licensing, to get sub fees from them, where they pay billions of dollars for programming to acquire networks, Comcast did not give them money. In fact, at that point, they probably had a $10 billion budget. Instead, they said, if you want the Black Family Channel on black entrepreneurs, you need to pay us $10 million. And they did, and it crushed them. And it ended up getting sold to someone called Leo Hendry. And now the question in this lawsuit is, Comcast, did you ask that white businessman to pay you $10 million to support the black family?
Very, very, very compelling case. But just and
one other thing, Steve.
Yeah.
They drew up a lawsuit. They never filed it, but I have a copy of that lawsuit, and it is explosive.
All right, let me ask you about Al Sharpton.
Yes.
Do you believe Barack Obama should be having him at the White House as often as he does? He should be as close to the president as he is, helping on issues of race and picking the next attorney general, et cetera?
Listen, President Barack Obama, I voted for him twice. I gave him quite a bit of money to get into the White House, a substantial amount of money. I'm disappointed. I find it alarming that this is a man, Al Sharpton, that has $4.5 million in back taxes. I find it alarming that I can go on YouTube and put in Al Sharpton drug sting, and there he is in the early 80s trying to do a cocaine deal with an undercover FBI agent. It is so alarming that this man is hanging out at the White House and that white corporate America believes that he speaks for me or black America.
So what's the matter with Obama? Why would he do that?
Listen, President Obama, I have said to him, listen, please remember, you promised us hope and change, and I'm very disappointed. I haven't seen it. President Obama, you bailed out the banks, but why don't you audit the banks that you bailed out, and you'll see that they're not lending money to African Americans. And those are jobs in our community. Those are our businesses.
You said that to him, Byron, in person, or you're saying it to him this way?
I've said it to him on other news outlets.
Okay,
I've said
gotcha, yeah.
everywhere that President Obama bailed out the car companies, and the car companies aren't advertising with us in a significant way or at all.
So he hasn't helped. He hasn't helped the African American
General Motors.
community.
He's bailed out the car companies. He's bailed
Byron,
out.
we're out of time. So we got 10 seconds. So he's disappointed you in the way he's helped the African American community or not helped, correct?
Look, you need to have economic inclusion for everyone, and yes, President Obama has disappointed me and the American people.
Byron, good luck. We'll talk to you soon. Byron Allen, we're coming back, folks.